Welcome to Numismatic Coins, YouTube channel where ordinary coins turn into extraordinary treasures. Today, you're going to discover 5 quarter dollar that could shock you right out of your seat. Some of these coins, if sitting unnoticed in your collection or pocket change, could be worth over 300,000. That's dollars, not a typo. And no, you don't need to be a millionaire to own one. Even no. We're about to uncover rare design, mysterious mint error, and stories that tie American history right into the palm of your hand. And trust me, every single coins we're about to explore hides a surprise that could leave you speechless. Now, before we jump into the first quarter, take a moment to look at your change jar, your dresser drawer, even that old coffee can in the garage. Because by the end of this video, you'll be racing to check if your coin matches one of these rare, mind-blowing finds. Now, I'm ready when you are. Go ahead and send me the first coin's picture or details, and I'll start crafting its story with all the drama, value, and excitement packed in. Now take a closer look at this coin. At first glance, it looked like any regular quarter, but don't be fooled. What you're looking at is a 1965 Washington quarter, and it just might be one of the most shocking sacrets in America coinage history. Here's why. 1965 was a critical year for us coins production. The country was facing a massive coins shortage. Silver prices were skyrocketing, and the US Mint had to make a fast and bold decision. They stopped making quarters out of 90% silver and switched to a copper-nickel-vlad composition. In other words, silver was gone officially. But here's the twist, not all 1965 quarters followed the rules. Some were accidentally or perhaps mysteriously struck on leftover 1964 silver blank. These Silver Planet 1965 quarters are unbelievably rare. And if yours happens to be one of them, it could be worth a hard-hopping $350, $0 or more to the right collector. Let that sink in. You could be holding a coin that looks completely ordinary, sounds like pocket change, but is actually rarer than gold in this condition. Now, let's take a moment to look at the specific features of this coin right here. The date is clear, 1965. The classic profile of George Washington still stands proud on the obverse with liberty across the top, and "In God We Trust" etched near the jawline. The condition circulated, yes, but still showing strong detail in the hair and cheek. That tells us it's been through the world but still has plenty of its story to tell. But here's where things get interesting, collectors. Check these 1965 quarter very carefully for weight. A regular clad quarter weight 5.67 g. But if you put it on a scale and it reads around G6.25 g, you just hit the jackpot. Some of these Silver Planet 1965 quarters have no visible difference, but under a trained eye and with a quick weight test, you'll uncover a coin that isn't supposed to exist. And guess what? Only a tiny handful have ever been authenticated. One was auctioned by Heritage Auction and reached an eye-watering $360, $0 in near uncirculated condition. That's nearly the price of a brand new house. Even coins in slightly circulated shape, like the one we're looking at here, could easily fetch $20,000 to $45, $0, depending on who's bidding. Now think about this. Most Americans never even check. These rare errors slip through the cracks during one of the most turbulent minting transitions in US history, and they're still out there hidden in drawers, jars, or collection like yours. So, here's what to do next. If you've got a 1965 quarter, put it on a jewelry scale. If it's closer to 6.25 grams and it has that silver ring when you drop it on a table, don't spend it, don't even breathe on it. Get it authenticated immediately, because what seems like a dull, worn coin might be the last silver secret of American currency. And if that doesn't give you chills, wait until you see what's coming next. Ready? Let's move on the second coin. Next up, the 1986 P Washington quarter is one of those coins that most people would never look at twice. It's a modern coin, still found in circulation, often scratched, faded, or covered in dirt from years of use. But here's the truth that might surprise you. While the average 1986 P quarter is worth only 25 cents, certain rare examples from this year have shocked collectors with values reaching thousands of dollars. and in extremely rare cases, even more. The key is not just the date, but the condition, the mint mark, and the presence of rare minting errors that can transform an ordinary coin into a life-changing discovery. The P mint mark on the 1986 quarter represents the Philadelphia Mint. Before 1980, Philadelphia coins typically did not carry a mint mark, but by 1986, the P was clearly stamped on the obverse side, just to the right of George Washington's ponytail. Millions of these quarters were struck that year, meaning the vast majority are very common. However, within those millions, a tiny fraction stand out due to exceptional preservation or unusual mint errors. These are the coins that serious collectors hunt for, and they are willing to pay impressive sums to own them. Now let's talk about condition, because condition is everything. A 1986 P quarter in very dirty, worn condition, covered in grime with faded details, will usually remain worth face value. But if that same coin somehow avoided heavy circulation and still shows sharp details, strong luster beneath the dirt, and minimal scratches, its value rises dramatically. Coins graded in mint state condition, especially MS67 or higher, are extremely rare for circulation strikes. In top grades, auction records have shown 1986 P quarters selling for several $1,000s due to their flawless surfaces and brilliant original mint shine. But what truly creates excitement are mint errors. In 1986, like any production year, mistakes happened at the mint. These include doubled die errors, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and coins struck on the wrong metal. If a 1986 P quarter was struck on a planchet intended for another denomination, such as a nickel or even a foreign coin blank, its value could skyrocket. Error collectors are passionate, and they pay premium prices for dramatic, clearly visible mint mistakes. A major error in high grade can easily cross into the five-figure range at auction. There are also transitional and experimental possibilities that always fuel speculation in the coin community. While no confirmed million-dollar 1986 P quarter has ever been publicly recorded, the coin market has repeatedly proven that unexpected discoveries can rewrite history. Coins once thought ordinary have later been identified as rare varieties worth life-changing amounts. That is why collectors carefully inspect even modern quarters, because the next great discovery could still be out there, hiding in plain sight. The design of the 1986 Washington quarter itself carries historic significance. Featuring John Flanagan's classic portrait of George Washington on the front and the heraldic eagle on the reverse, this design ran from 1932 until 1998, before the state quarter series began. By 1986, the coin was composed of a copper-nickel clad over a pure copper core. While it contains no silver, its collectible value does not come from metal content but from rarity, grade, and uniqueness. Some rumors online claim that certain modern quarters are worth millions of dollars. While it is true that rare coins can sell for astonishing amounts, it is important to separate hype from reality. A typical 1986 P quarter in circulated condition is not worth millions. However, an extraordinary example, such as a perfect condition coin graded among the finest known, can command surprisingly high prices because of competitive registry collectors who want the absolute best specimen available. If you believe you have a special 1986 P quarter, the first step is careful inspection. Look closely at the mint mark area for doubling. Examine the lettering for unusual thickness or shadowing. Check the rim to see if the strike is off-center. Weigh the coin if possible. An unusual weight could indicate it was struck on the wrong planchet. Even a very dirty coin should never be cleaned, because cleaning can destroy collector value instantly. Sometimes the dirt protects the original surface beneath. Professional grading is essential for high-value coins. Third-party grading companies authenticate the coin, confirm whether an error is legitimate, and assign a condition grade. A certified high-grade example instantly becomes more desirable in the market. Without certification, even a potentially rare coin may struggle to achieve its true value because buyers demand expert verification before paying large sums. The excitement around coins like the 1986 P quarter comes from possibility. Every coin in circulation has a story. Most are ordinary, but a few are extraordinary. The idea that a small, everyday piece of metal could hold hidden value captures the imagination. That's why collectors continue searching through pocket change, bank rolls, and old coin jars, because history has shown that rare treasures sometimes appear where no one expects them. Could a 1986 P Washington quarter make you a billionaire overnight? Realistically, that is extremely unlikely. But could a rare error or top-grade example bring thousands, or in a truly extraordinary case, much more? Yes, that possibility is real. And in the world of coin collecting, sometimes a discovery worth thousands feels just as thrilling as finding a million. So before you spend that 1986 P quarter, take a second look. Examine it carefully. Respect its condition. If it appears unusual or exceptionally sharp, consider having it evaluated. While most will remain simple pocket change, a rare few could hold surprising value. And in the fascinating world of numismatics, even a small coin has the power to spark big dreams and perhaps, just perhaps, change someone's fortune forever. Coming up next, an even more surprising quarter that's turning heads in the collector world. Next up, the 1991 D Washington quarter. Now, at first glance, this one might look worn, scratched, maybe even a bit tired from decades in circulation. Don't let that fool you. Beneath those surface scuffs lies a story: extreme rarity, unexpected value, and shocking surprises that could leave even experienced collectors stunned. Because hidden among the hundreds of millions struck in Denver in 1991, there are a handful of quarters just like this one that have sold for over $425,000. Let's start with the basics. The D mint mark located just to the right of Washington's ponytail tells us this quarter was minted in Denver. And that mint produced over 630 million of these coins that year. So how could a circulated scratched-up coin possibly be worth more than a Ferrari? Simple. It's all about condition, strike quality, and rare minting errors that slipped through undetected until collectors realized what they had. Look closer at this example. Yes, it has streaks and has clearly been in pockets, drawers, and vending machines for years. But the important question is, what kind of error or die anomaly could be hidden here? One of the most thrilling finds in 1991 quarter is the double die observe, where the lettering, "Especially Liberty," or "In God We Trust," appears slightly doubled. It's a subtle detail that's hard to spot with the naked eye, but under magnification, boom, a potential 85,000 to 130,000 Mickard find, even in circulated condition. And if the doubling is deep, clean, and the coin maintains strong strike integrity, now you're looking at a collector bidding war, which could send the final hammer price soaring past $200. Think dollars. But let's push even further. Imagine discovering a wrong planet error. A 1991 D quarter that was mistakenly struck on a foreign coin blank, or even a lighter in weight, off color, and sometimes feature clipped or incomplete designs. A verified 1991 D quarter struck on the wrong planet in high-grade condition was recently valued at over $425,000 because it was the only known example of its kind. And if you're thinking these are flukes, rare and impossible to find, remember this. Many of these coins were never caught by the mint. They went straight in circulation and are still out there in junk drawers, piggy bank, in your spare change jar. And that's what makes this journey so exciting. Let's not forget the emotional punch. Picture someone tossing a $400,000 coin into a Coinstar machine, or a collector who finds one of these rare errors at a garage sale for a quarter. The difference: one looked, the other didn't. So if you're holding a 1991 D quarter, even one with scratches and it deserves a second glance. Because while most are worth face value, A select few are worth more than a lifetime of pocket change. Stay with me because the next coin in this series is a real shocker, one that's already turning heads in the numismatic world even more. Next up, the 1994 P Washington quarter is one of those coins that many people overlook every single day. It doesn't shine like a gold coin, it doesn't look ancient, and it certainly doesn't appear rare at first glance. But here's the truth. While most 1994 P quarters are worth only face value, certain rare varieties, high-grade examples, and error coins from this year can carry surprising value. And if you ever come across an unusual or exceptional piece, especially one with rare minting characteristics, you may be holding something far more powerful than just 25 cents. The P mint mark on the 1994 quarter tells us it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. By 1994, mint marks were clearly placed on Washington quarters, and millions upon millions were produced. Because of that high production, the average 1994 P quarter found in circulation, especially in very dirty, worn condition, is typically worth only its face value of 25 cents. Dirt, heavy scratches, and worn details usually reduce collectible appeal rather than increase it. However, condition is everything in the coin world, and the difference between an ordinary coin and a valuable one can come down to tiny details most people never notice. Now let's talk about what truly makes a 1994 P Washington quarter valuable. The key factor is grade. Coins are graded on a scale that measures how well they were preserved after minting. A heavily circulated, dirty quarter with faded details may be common and low in value, but a 1994 P quarter that was never circulated, meaning it retains sharp details, original luster, and no wear, can be worth significantly more to collectors. In very high mint state grades, especially those graded MS67 or higher by professional grading services, the value can rise into the hundreds of dollars because such pristine examples are scarce. Another factor that can dramatically increase value is mint error. Occasionally, coins leave the mint with striking mistakes. These can include double strikes, off-center strikes, clip planchets, die cracks, or dramatic double die errors. If a 1994 P quarter displays a strong and visible minting error, its value can jump far beyond normal expectations. Some major error quarters from modern years have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the uniqueness and eye appeal of the error. It is important to address one major misconception. A standard 1994 P Washington quarter, even in dirty condition, is not worth millions of dollars. There are no verified sales of regular 1994 P quarters reaching anywhere close to $1 million. Claims of becoming a billionaire overnight from this specific coin are not supported by real market data. The true coin market is based on rarity, demand, historical significance, and condition, not on hype. However, that does not mean valuable treasures cannot be found in circulation. Rare error coins and top-grade survivors can absolutely bring strong prices. The Washington Quarter series itself has deep historical roots. First introduced in 1932 to honor George Washington's 200th birthday, the design became one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. By 1994, the quarter was still struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition, meaning it contains no silver. This is important because silver quarters minted before 1965 contain precious metal value, but the 1994 version does not. Therefore, its potential worth comes purely from collectability, not metal content. If you find a 1994 P quarter in very dirty condition, the first thing to remember is, do not clean it. Cleaning a coin can permanently damage its surface and drastically reduce its collector value. Even if it appears dull or covered in grime, professional collectors prefer original surfaces. Cleaning can leave hairline scratches that lower the grade and make a potentially valuable coin far less desirable. When examining a 1994 P quarter, look closely at the details. Check Washington's hair, the lettering on Liberty, and the eagle feathers on the reverse. Sharp, crisp details with no smoothing may indicate little to no circulation. Also inspect the coin under strong light for doubling in the letters or date. True doubled dies show clear separation in the design, not just machine doubling. If you suspect something unusual, a professional grading service can authenticate and grade the coin. In today's realistic market, most circulated 1994 P quarters are worth exactly 25 cents. Lightly circulated examples might bring slightly more in bulk rolls, but not dramatically higher. Uncirculated pieces in lower mint state grades may sell for a few dollars. Exceptionally high-grade examples certified by top grading companies can reach into the hundreds. Only rare and dramatic mint errors could potentially push values into the thousands, depending on rarity and demand. The dream of finding a life-changing coin in pocket change is what makes coin collecting so exciting. History has shown that rare coins have been discovered in circulation before, but those cases involve genuinely rare varieties or extreme condition rarities. The 1994 P quarter is not known as a legendary million-dollar rarity. Still, carefully checking your change costs nothing, and knowledge is your greatest treasure. If you truly want to turn coin collecting into something powerful, focus on learning grading standards, studying known varieties, and understanding the difference between hype and verified sales. The coin market rewards patience, education, and authenticity. Instead of chasing unrealistic claims, build expertise. Sometimes the real fortune is not just in one coin, but in the long-term understanding of what makes a coin truly rare. So does the 1994 P Washington quarter have the power to change your life overnight? In normal circumstances, no. But could a rare error or an ultra-high-grade specimen surprise you with significant value? Absolutely. The key is careful inspection, realistic expectations, and professional evaluation. Every coin tells a story, and sometimes, hidden within an ordinary piece of change, there can be something extraordinary waiting to be discovered. Next up, when people hear the words ultra-rare and Washington quarter, their imagination instantly jumps to life-changing money. Today, we're diving deep into the 1996 P Washington quarter, a coin that at first glance looks completely ordinary, especially if it's dirty, worn, or pulled straight from pocket change. But here's the truth. While most 1996 P quarters are only worth face value, certain rare versions and extraordinary error examples can command serious attention from collectors. And understanding the difference between common and exceptional is what separates a casual spender from a smart coin hunter. The 1996 P Washington quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, indicated by the small P mint mark on the obverse side, just to the right of George Washington's ponytail. This was the final year before the famous 50-state quarters program began in 1999, which makes 1996 one of the last classic Washington quarter designs of the modern era. Millions were produced for circulation, meaning the average coin you find in change is not rare. However, rarity in coin collecting is not just about the year. It's about condition, mint errors, and unique characteristics. Now let's talk about condition, because this is where value changes dramatically. A 1996 P quarter in very dirty, heavily circulated condition, the kind you might find with dark tunning, scratches, and worn details, is typically worth only 25 cents. Dirt alone does not make a coin rare. In fact, cleaning a coin can actually destroy its collector value. However, if a 1996 P quarter survives in pristine, uncirculated condition with sharp details, no wear, and original mint luster, it can be worth significantly more than face value. High-grade examples certified by professional grading services can reach $20, $50, or even over $100 depending on quality. But here, where things become exciting, the real money in modern quarters often comes from mint errors. If your 1996 P quarter has a dramatic off-center strike, A broad strike, a double strike, a clipped planchet, or a strong double die error, collectors may pay hundreds or even thousands of dollars. These are not common, but they do exist. Error coins are accidental creations of the minting process, and serious collectors actively search for them. Some people claim that a regular 1996p quarter could be worth millions of dollars. Realistically speaking, there is no verified record of a standard 1996p Washington quarter selling for millions. Coins that reach million-dollar levels are usually extremely rare historic pieces, such as early American coins from the 1700s or unique minting mistakes with only one known example. That said, an extraordinary, one-of-a-kind error coin in perfect condition could theoretically bring an extremely high auction price if collector demand is intense. It's important to understand how grading works. Coin grading ranges from poor P1 to mint state MS70. Most quarters in circulation grade between good G4 and very fine VF20. A 1996p quarter graded MS67 or higher is considered conditionally rare. At those levels, even modern coins can surprise the market. Collectors pay premium prices for coins that are nearly flawless under magnification. Another factor that can increase value is special mint packaging. In 1996, the U.S. Mint issued a special commemorative set celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Roosevelt dime design, and it included a 1996 W dime from the West Point Mint. While this does not directly apply to the 1996p quarter, many collectors mistakenly associate 1996 coins with rarity because of that special release. It's important to separate fact from hype. If you believe you have a valuable 1996p quarter, the first step is careful inspection. Look for doubling in the lettering or date. Check if the coin is struck off-center. Examine the rim for abnormalities. Never clean the coin. Instead, consider submitting it to a professional grading service such as PCGS or NGC if it appears exceptional. Authentication is key to unlocking maximum value. The dream of becoming rich overnight from pocket change is powerful, and while it rarely happens with common coins, history shows that unexpected treasures do sometimes appear. Coin collecting rewards patience, knowledge, and careful observation. The person who studies their change closely is far more likely to spot something unusual than someone who spends it without looking. For a coin to truly change your fortune, it must combine extreme rarity, strong demand, and outstanding preservation. A dirty 1996p quarter by itself is not a millionaire maker, but a rare mint error preserved in high grade, certified and auctioned at the right time, could certainly bring a life-changing sum, though realistically in the thousands, not billions. The key lesson is education over exaggeration. There are valuable coins out there, but hype alone does not create value. Rarity and demand do. The 1996p Washington quarter is a fascinating coin to search for, especially for errors and high-grade survivors. While most are worth face value, the thrill of searching is part of the excitement of numismatics. So before you spend your next quarter, take a closer look. Examine the mint mark. Study the details. Because while most 1996p quarters won't make you a billionaire overnight, the world of rare coins has proven time and time again that knowledge is power, and sometimes hidden value is only one careful inspection away. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more coin collecting tips, and comment below if you want us to appraise a specific year.